Good afternoon and welcome to Neptune Stadium in Cork. Join us today for the first of the men's hula hoops National Cup semi-finals. Today's matchup is between SSE, Airtricity, Moycullen and Swords Thunder. So today, despite a huge amount of success in the underage National Cups and in the President's Cup, Moycullen today make their first ever appearance in the National Cup semi-finals, which is a huge achievement for the club from just outside Galway, and they'll be taking on last year's runners-up, Griffith Swords Thunder.
And straight off the bat, nice little alley-oop pass from Isaac Westbrooks. Joined
today by Paul Keller, current coach of Neptune and Irish Under-17 national coach. Good afternoon, Paul.
Good afternoon, Matt.
So Swords Thunder coming into this one, currently lying in second position in the Men's Super League. They'll be looking under coach Dave Baker to make up for the heartbreaking 1-point loss they suffered the Demons in last year's National Cup final, and having a great start to the season, currently standing at 10-2. And it's Swords Thunder that get off to the fast start, with Charlie Coombs making no mistake on his first jump shot.
Yeah, right off the bat you can see the tempo from Swords Thunder. They're pushing that the Moycullen side. And again, Jose Maria, after scoring the first 2 points, goes to the free throw line.
So Narbonne misses the second. Jose Maria, Gil Narbonne, fresh out from Spain this year. Been one of the most exciting players in the league with his length and his skills. As Moycullen make their first score of the game.
Yeah, man. And if Moycullen to have a chance of winning this game, they have to make those perimeter shots first-time efforts, not because they're going to get very little joy on the inside because of how small they are.
Yeah, Swords Thunder, one of the biggest teams in the league, and Lawrence Ricks, fresh off his first basket, takes another one, rebounded by Paddy Lyons. Paul Freeman can't keep his hands on the ball. It'll be Thunder's ball. So Paul, what are we expecting from today's game? Obviously by the league standing, Swords Thunder are the favourites, but Moycullen, what's their chance of winning this game? What do they have to do in order to give themselves a hope?
Well, I think they've got to slow down the Thunder offense. You know, they've got to probably full front Jose Maria, get some weak side defensive action, run them off their sets, and that wasn't a very good job of doing that by Moycullen right there. But they also have to pick, they're the sort of turnovers they can't have. If they have those sort of turnovers, Thunder is going to punish them on the other end. So they've got to take care of that basketball a lot better than what they are right now.
Kick ball from Kevin Lacey. So it'll be Moycullen's ball.
One thing Moycullen will have to do, and they do this reasonably well, is their out of bounds sets. They're going to have to execute off of those. They're the great equaliser.
Missed shot from Lyons. Lacey comes down, guarded by Cunningham. Good movement from Thunder. Coombs at the top of the key, gets it into the influential Westbrooks. Had a great final last year, but couldn't quite hit that winning shot. Lacey fakes to go past and off the glass, and Kevin Lacey continues a strong start by Swords Thunder as they lead 9-2.
And that's the sort of backbreaker that Moycullen will not want to see very often. They did a great job for 23 seconds. They got caught one back screen there, but they handled it. They recovered quite well. But then they let a score in with 23 seconds gone in the shot clock. So they need to do a better job of finishing their defense.
So it'll be end-line ball to Moycullen. Just need a score to get themselves into this game. They've already played up once this season, these two teams, with Swords Thunder eventually coming out 23-point winners, but that was after being down by a point at the half-time. So certainly Moycullen have shown they can lick with them. A missed layup that time from Goldsborough, who goes down the middle. He'll be disappointed with that one, but Paddy Lyons continues to play. Open shot from Loughnane for three, and a huge shot for Moycullen. That will give them a bit of confidence. They cut the lead back down to 4.
Yeah, and straight off the bat, you see the speed at which Thunder got the ball back in and putting Moycullen under pressure. That shouldn't be happening from a score.
So as you mentioned, SSE Airtricity Moycullen's first appearance in the semi-finals at this level, but a wealth of experience in terms of National Cup on the floor for them. A massively successful underage team. This year they got the final after 2 close games against the semi-final, rather 2 close games against Belfast Star.
Yeah, I think you're talking 2 contrasting styles and 2 contrasting clubs here. I mean, Moycullen building from the ground up, and Thunder very much a team that brings in new players every year, and yet they're going to meet here in the semi-final. And you know what? Maybe it's just a different style of how they get their players, and that's okay too. But you got to admire what Moycullen have done in terms of bringing all these players through. You're looking right now, and their 3 players, their 3 perimeter players, are all Irish international players underage, so they're going to come good eventually.
Nice sparks from Coombs. He's had a good start to the game on 4 points. Moycullen drives through Loughnane, gets the basket, but great block from Narbonne, and that's going to be one of the issues for Moycullen to.
Well, having a guy that length and that size, it affects the defense, or affects the offense, because the defense can stay at home on the perimeter, which then makes it automatic to go 1v1, and it's hard to go 1v1 against a guy that's that size.
Loughnane not disturbed at all. He goes straight back to the basket, but again, turnover and off to the races with Westbrooks. He'll hold it up and wait for reinforcements. It goes back into the hands of Narbonne. And Westbrooks takes a deep 3 off the pick and roll, and he makes a big 3 there as a buzzer goes off, and we'll have our first timeout as it's Griffith Swords Thunder leading 14-5. So welcome back. It's Griffith Swords Thunder leading SSE Airtricity Moycullen on a scoreline of 14-5 in the first of today's men's hula hoops National Cup semi-finals.
You said before the break there, Matt, what do Moycullen have to do, and based on the first period of that first quarter, they've had 3 defenses where they've slowed down the Swords Thunder. 2 they got close to shot clock violations, and 1 Thunder had to get a deep 3 from Isaac Westbrooks. So if they can get them to slow down, they've got a chance in this game. If they let Swords get run-outs, just like they did right here, got a nice half-court defense going, they'll have a chance of staying in this game. And if they have a chance to stay in the game, they have a chance of winning it down the stretch.
Good defense from Freeman results in the turnover. Moycullen, as the shot clock clicks to 10 seconds. Ball's in the hands of Loughnane. Freeman, nice fake going to the basket, but again is closed by the arms, with a great follow from Philip Lawrence Wicks, and he creates our first dunk of the game, and it's 14-9.
And they're huge for a team that's underdogs. They're momentum builders, and hopefully they can feed off that now. And straight away you see the intensity of the defense gone up from everyone in the green jersey.
That'll give them a bit of confidence. The missed shot from Lacey, rebounded Freeman, and Lyons looking to create space. Loughnane for a 3, and he's made his second 3 of the game as he claps his hands in delight, and all of a sudden we've a 2-point game and Moycullen have joined the party.
Yeah, and Coach John Cunningham will be delighted with the response of his team coming out of the timeout now.
So Lacey looks to respond for Thunder, back in the hands of Westbrooks. Westbrooks going against Loughnane, who's a quick defender himself, so he'll have to stay in front of Westbrooks, but a great start from Westbrooks as he's made his first 2 shots. And normally, Paul, when Isaacs is hitting jump shots, that's not a good sign for the opposition.
No. But the one thing is that they're running a lot of ball screens. Moycullen are dealing with them quite well. That was a nice stationary move by Westbrooks. Got him up and under. So as of now, the defense is pretty good from Moycullen, and now they're picking up and they're spacing out, and they're doing some really good jobs of getting open looks in terms of threes and penetration down the lane.
Great footwork from Lawrence Wicks as he winds his way to the basket and cuts it back to 2 points game. Westbrooks inside, finds Lacey, who's seen a lot of the ball early on. Goldsborough going against Freeman. Good defense from Freeman, and Lyons will start the break again for Moycullen. Lyons pulls up on the foul line, doesn't get that, but gets his own rebounds. Finds Loughnane, he's made his last 2. Can he make it 3? And he does! 3 threes in a row for James Loughnane, and Moycullen take their first lead of the semi-finals.
Yeah, I think with the performance level coming out of the timeout, I think Moycullen certainly deserve to be in the lead right now.
Yeah, they really stepped it up after that first timeout called by Coach John Cunningham. And it's Lawrence Wicks, ball in the hand. He pulls up for a long 2, tough shot, rims in and out.
You know, the one thing that Moycullen have done is they've gotten their crowd on side, and they're enjoying it. Westbrooks is shooting the ball really well right now.
Westbrooks 3 for 3, matching Loughnane there, and Freeman again over the long arms of Goldsborough and Narbonne. Doesn't make that, and it's Thunder lead by 2 as we get under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, nice job by Westbrooks. Moycullen bellied up, and nice little cup scoop pass around the defense into the post.
Goldsborough, nice move inside, and he gets his 4th point of the game. Loughnane looks for Freeman. Freeman with a jump shot. Rims out of that, but there's shots Paul can make, and Moycullen will be looking for him to make a few of those in order to keep into this game. As they go back inside to Goldsborough again. Again, good defense from Freeman. Makes it a tough shot.
Moycullen riding their luck a little bit, and Moycullen will maybe need to look at a different matchup with on Isaac Westbrooks. He's having his way right now with James Loughnane a little bit.
So it is that matchup, Westbrooks versus Loughnane. With a nice lob inside to Narbonne, who catches Philip Wicks sleeping on a backdoor alley-oop.
And that's the thing with Isaac, like usually Isaac has a matchup issue. This time he hasn't got the matchup issue, and he's picking off those lob passes quite easy, and he's passing over James Loughnane quite easily. So I think Moycullen might need to look at a different matchup right now.
Some quick shots from Moycullen, don't go in. Philip Wicks can't quite make those jump shots. If those start going in though, you can see Moycullen staying well into this game and giving themselves every chance of making a first appearance in the final. But Coombs, after a fast start to the game, finds his scoring touch again, and 20 seconds to go in this first quarter. It's 25-17. So after a great start from Thunder, Paul, Moycullen will be fairly happy in this situation, will they?
Well, I think they'll be disappointed because they came out of the timeout quite strong, and they've fallen down the last 2 minutes and just let Westbrooks dictate the game.
So the clock ticks to 1. Coombs gets it off in time but doesn't go, and at the end of the first quarter it's Griffith Stores Thunder 25, SSE Airtricity Moycullen 17. So, welcome back to Neptune Stadium in Cork for the first of the men's Hula Hoops National Cup semi-finals. The end of the first quarter is Griffith Swords Thunder 25, SSE Airtricity Moycullen 17. And just checked into the game, a few changes for Griffith Swords Thunder. Conroy Baltimore has checked into the game for the first time, and he's joined by the two Alexes, Alex Calvex and Alex Delenko. For Moycullen, Joseph Tumman has checked in for the first time for Paul Freeman. So a lot of changes at the beginning of the second quarter. Paul, what will the coaches have been talking about, and how will the changes affect this game?
Well, I think Moycullen coach John Cunningham will be saying, why did we go away from what was working? I think Dave Baker will be happy with the response of his team from the run that Moycullen made. So I think both coaches will be relatively happy, but I think obviously Swords and Thunder are going to be the happier.
Now we see again the long arms of Narbonne as Delenko misses the three, but it's rebounded by Baltimore, and he gets his first basket of the game.
Yeah, and Delenko's a very, very exciting basketball player. He's quick, he's athletic, he's dynamic, and he can shoot the basketball, which helps the skills. And off that missed three, they get the offensive rebound and a 3-point play potentially.
And it is Delenko that gets the rebound and smartly throws it off Paddy Lyons. It may well have banged off him as well, but it'll be Moycullen ball. And Delenko, of course, took the league by storm last year, and particularly the Cup. He's having a slightly quieter season so far, but I think everyone in the league knows what he can do. As Narbonne, who's been particularly effective inside, but too much contact from Felix Lawrence Wicks there, and he'll pick up his first foul.
Yeah, and Jose Maria Gil-Narbonne has been quiet, to be fair, now so far, and that move right there just showed his capabilities of what he's capable of putting on in post action. Yeah,
as we mentioned earlier, a huge addition to the league this year. A very skilled player over from Spain. And he extends the lead. We're back to an 11-point lead. So that little run from Moycullen, we saw what they can do, but they need to do more of it. As Lyons gets the ball back. Good defense from Swords Thunder.
Yeah, and Delenko just showed a little bit more versatility of what Swords can have with that full court solo man-to-man press right there, causing a little bit of problems for James Lyons.
Lawrence Wicks, tough shot, was fouled. Cole, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. And that first foul goes on Corey Baltimore.
Yeah, this Swords lineup seems much more aggressive defensively, and they seem to be getting after Moycullen offense a little bit more, not letting them get the ball moving that they had in the first quarter, especially that 3-4 minute period where they dominated it. And if Moycullen are going to survive this, they've got to not take pressure. Let the ball go a little bit earlier, avoid the traps, and not take the pressure.
And Lawrence Wicks can't make those 2 free throws. He's 6 points in the game so far, but 3 from 9 shooting. It'll be a slow start, and he'll be hoping for a little bit more. He's been scoring freely in the league since he joined the Moycullen team after a couple of games. And Loughnane, a great drive to the basket, and there we see his speed. And Moycullen need to see more of that, as Delenko straight into it for Swords Thunder, and it's inside to Baltimore, who goes at Tumman. Nice move on Baltimore, and he ends up getting the roll. And again, we see what you talked about there, Paul, the full court pressure from Delenko, just slowing up Paddy Lyons.
Yeah, and that's an interesting matchup now with Isaac off the floor. Loughnane is getting a little bit more off the ball action with Lyons on the ball.
And as you mentioned it, Westbrooks will come back on for Narbonne. So they have a highly skilled team out there, Thunder, but they've lost a little bit of height.
Well, I think with Freeman off the floor, they can afford and let Narbonne take Moycullen's Lawrence Wicks. So I think the matchup will probably suit this, but I also think it's a slow front court a little bit, and I think Moycullen might look to get after that.
Nice pass to the corner. Westbrooks fakes the shot, but stolen by Lyons, and Lyons looks to go coast to coast as he goes right at his Irish teammate Lacey, but finished off by Lawrence Wicks, and that's the kind of basket he needs just to give him a little bit of confidence after missing a few tough jump shots.
Yeah, and that's the second putback, one being the first dunk, and now the putback layup off of that. So he's quite good at getting in on those missed opportunities. So he needs to do that a bit more, especially, and I said that in the front court, but his defense needs to improve if Moycullen are going to stay in this game.
Westbrooks uses the pick and roll really well and finds the open Baltimore inside for an easy layup. And the lead is back to 11. Loughnane inside to Tumman, the corner to Cunningham. Cunningham back to Tumman, can't make it, but he gets his own rebound. And there we see that height difference, but it's Alex Calvex ends up with the ball on the floor and manages to get it free to Lacey. And here comes Westbrooks, nice pass to Delenko. Delenko inside to Baltimore.
That's really
good defense, good defense from Cunningham.
Yeah, really, really good defense from Dylan Cunningham there. He bodied up, legal defense, stayed straight up, but put a lot of pressure on, and Devon dropped the ball out of bounds.
So 7 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the second quarter of this Hula Hoop Men's National Cup semi-final. It's still an 11-point lead for Griffith Swords Thunder.
And I think if it stays with this throughout the game and doesn't go too far beyond 15, Moycullen have the shooting power, like we're just saying, to stay in the game. If they're thereabouts coming down the last 3-4 minutes, I'm not sure this Thunder team will be comfortable with their with Moycullen's shooting ability to stay in the game.
Great behind the back pass from Westbrooks to Calvex, but he can't get it. But Baltimore's causing a lot of trouble inside, but can't finish. Gets it to Ricks. Ricks outlet to Loughnane and comes off Loughnane first. But again, we see Alex Delenko's defensive pressure creates a turnover, and it'll be Freeman that checks in for Lawrence Ricks.
And as a coach, I hate that outlet pass. That half court, that rebound to half court. That's exactly the reason why your back is the other side. You can't see what's coming in. So I think they should run more towards the ball and see the floor then where they can run into.
Alex Calvez pass, Paddy Lyons, and all the way to the basket. Freeman can't get there in time, and again we're back to that 11-point lead. Cunningham decides against pulling up for a three. Freeman goes hard to the basket, but no foul is called, and Baltimore's had a good effect in the game since he's come in, but Cunningham is called for the foul on Alex Calvex. I heard a peep, wasn't sure if it was a whistle or a mouse in the corner, but it is called on Dylan Cunningham. That will be his first foul.
And it's still 11. I think Moycullen will be disappointed with their last two defensive possessions. They were too far over on the weak side in that drive, and then gave up a sloppy outlet pass, which they score from. So I think if Moycullen can increase their defensive intensity, get a few details right, close off some passing lanes, and get a couple of runouts, they might just get back in this game.
And don't forget, we're live here from Neptune Stadium for the rest of the evening. So next up is the Hula Hoops Women's National Cup semi-final between Liffey Celtics and DCU Mercy. They'll play last night's winners, Ambassador UCC Glanmire. And then after that at 8 p.m, or roughly around that time, it's the second of the men's Hula Hoops National Cup semi-finals, and that's Pyrabel Calesta versus UCD Marion. So a feast of basketball this evening coming from Cork, so please do stay with us as Calvex gets it to Lacey, although I'm not sure that's what he intended originally. Inside to Delenko. Delenko, well defended from Lyons. Freeman finds Tumman, pull up the court. Tumman can't make it, and Lyons tips out of bounds. And as a timeout is called, we'll take a break with Thunder leading 36-23. So 5:30 to go in this second quarter. It's Griffith Swords Thunder leaving SSE Airtricity Moycullen by 36 to 23.
Yeah, and just looking at the scores, Matt, Swords have a much more eclectic offense right now. You know, they got 4 or 6 scorers, with 4 and above, 2 in double figures, and the rest in 6s. Whereas Moycullen right now have only 2 players of any scoring significance in 8 and 11, in Loughnane and Lawrence Ricks. So they need to do a better job of sharing the basketball and getting scores from everywhere else.
Like the majority of our viewers, I'm not quite sure what eclectic means, but I'm sure the rest of it made sense. Lions.
Nice ball movement from Moycullen, nice drive down the lane. And there we go to one of the 2 scores again, and not going.
Narbonne back in the game, gets the rebound over Freeman, and Delenko open in the corner 3. Doesn't go, but rebounded by 2 Swords Thunder players, but underneath the basket, not a good sight for Moycullen as Paddy Lyons is holding his foot or ankle. Let's hope he's all right. He's very much needed from the Moycullen point of view, but he seems to be okay to continue.
Yeah, and Delenko is doing a really good job running those long corners. He's been free every time he's got there, and Swords has done a good job finding him. And he's got the open 3. He's missed the 2 shots so far, but they've got the offensive and they cause the problems on the boards as well.
Foul call on Alex Calvex. That will be his first. We talked about the shooting, Paul. Thunder in that zone again. Is this the time when Moycullen really need to make a couple of those threes? We saw Ricks mix the last one.
Well, they need to punch the middle of the zone first of all, and then they can get a couple of those threes just like there. So that was a paint touch, penetrated to the middle of it and got the open look at Dylan Cunningham. But they need to get more open threes like that so they can get them in the rhythm rather than the contested threes, which is what they've taken a few times prior.
Paddy Lyons takes a rest. And into the game for the first time comes Kyle Cunningham.
So right now, if they're going to make some threes, it's going to be relying on the Cunningham brothers and Loughnane, because Lawrence Ricks really isn't that sort of player. So they probably don't have the right balance of a lineup on the line, but they can't take off Lawrence or Freeman because they're going to be too small then.
And the shot clock just went off. Good call from the referees. Just went off before Lawrence Ricks put that into the basket. So still a 13-point lead as we see a bit of full court pressure from Moycullen. But as we speak, they just sag back into the man-to-man.
Yeah, the scoring prowess hasn't been there now in the last couple of minutes. I think we've had on cue, I think it was nearly 2.5 minutes before we actually had the field goal from play.
And that score comes from Conroy Baltimore, who's been very effective since his introduction at the start of this second quarter. Good defense from Calvex, but it'll be Moycullen ball from the end line. 3:46 to go, and Moycullen really need a little bit of a sprint coming into the end of this. Into the end of this second quarter in order to give themselves some confidence going into the second half.
Yeah, they need a run here now. They need a big run, just like they had coming out that last time out in the first quarter from John Cunningham, but they need one quickly.
Cunningham takes a deep 3. Doesn't go. He's not been able to find his range from deep as you would normally see in the league. So Moycullen will need some threes from him, and Westbrooks gets to the basket but fouled by Loughnane.
Yeah, the problem with that last 3 by Dylan Cunningham, it was a stationary shot. There was no rhythm, there was no ball movement. So Moycullen needs to do a better job of getting a rhythm on their shots, not being stationary, and getting some paint touches like we mentioned earlier.
And another quick foul call. I think that one's gone on Paul Freeman. It is. And that will be team foul, so it'll be 2 shots.
As you hear from the crowd, they're just trying to get Moycullen G'd up to try and find that run. But 15 points that will need to happen, 15 points of a difference that will need to happen pretty quickly now.
Baltimore can't make the first, but makes no mistake with the second. So 3:25 to go. Moycullen in desperate need of a basket here. They had a great period in the second half of that first quarter, but since then they've not been able to find their range, and again the ball has stopped a little bit here as the shot clock clicks below 10, and now they're going to be forced to push up a shot as Lawrence Wicks tries to get the foul line. Tough shot over Westbrooks, doesn't go. Freeman gets a hand on it but can't secure the rebound, and Westbrooks, after playing good defense, leaves the breaks into the hand of Connor Baltimore, and he's called for a travel, and Moycullen will get another chance.
I think, you know, Swords Thunder's defense has gone up a serious notch, and I don't think it's any surprise when Westbrooks and Delenko are on the floor together. You know, two very, very, very good defenders, very long, very athletic, and very active, and they're leading the defense in the front line of the press.
Again, Freeman can't connect over the long arms of Narbonne, and it's Narbonne Freeman gets a little bit of his own back there as he blocks that shot from Narbonne, but Lawrence Wicks goes to the basket, can't get it, but good hustle from Kyle Cunningham, knocks the ball back into Lawrence Wicks, and he makes that too, and gets it back down to a 14-point game.
And they need a couple of those, what the old school would say, rubbish baskets, just to kind of stay in the game, especially when they're finding it difficult to score easy.
Good defense again from Freeman, changed that shot from Cal Vex, but 3 on the way from Westbrooks, doesn't go. Good rebound, Freeman, and off to the races, and Cunningham, bad pass from Freeman's picked off by Alex Calvex as he reads that well. We're ticked into 2 minutes to go. It's a 14-point lead, and Baltimore is wide open under the hoop.
Yeah, that's poor defense from Lawrence Wicks, really. You know, he saw the back cut and waited till it was too late to make any reaction.
And Baltimore goes up to 11 points, top scorer in the game. All in his second quarter when he joined the game, so Moycullen haven't really been able to stop him. Cunningham, good footwork inside, but again, they're just not been able to connect with those short little shots inside, and that's by no means a fluke with the long arms of Baltimore and Narbonne, but this time Wicks off the pass from Freeman can finish. And Moycullen very much still in this game as we get close to the half-time interval. We're only 14 down, and they've already shown in this first half that they are capable of putting a run together. Good hands from Freeman, but it does go back into the hands of Thunder, and Delenko runs into his own man, but uses him as a little bit of a screen, and nicely finished off the backboard.
Yeah, I just saw it there in the previous possession back from Moycullen, and that's the third time they've had that shuffle cut on the weak side where they cut off the elbow, and they've gotten a good job of that, but they just haven't scored off it, and that's the difference. Nice drive by Kyle Cunningham on the left-hand side there.
Not really sure what was going on there. Everyone seemed to be stopped, yet we were still playing. And the referee has blown the whistle and we'll have subs, but Sean Candon steps into the game for the first time. Another one of Moycullen's three-point threats. And Paul Caffrey is on for the first time for Thunder.
And again, Paul will add a little bit of effort, a little bit of defensive intensity to the top of the Swords defense.
Freeman with another block, proving it's difficult inside for Thunder as Narbonne is inside for him, but Cunningham can't get control of the ball and get a sense that they really needed a basket that time as they turn the ball over. Good defense from Freeman, but it'll be Swords Thunder with the last chance of this quarter to extend their lead as they currently lead 43-29.
And 14 points isn't insurmountable if you're scoring, but the problem right now is that Moycullen are only on 29 points after 2 quarters, so you struggle to find where they're going to get those 14 points from.
Freeman again with a block. Paul's fourth block of the game, and 4 seconds to go in this first semi-final. It's into the hands of Narbonne. He needs to get a shot off quick. Good defense from Wicks. Freeman with a rebound. Lets it go just before the... Oh! And that goes in, and I'm not even sure if it counts. And they're saying no, as a 3/4 length of the court shot goes from Freeman, but it's been waved off. So at the end of the first half, it's 43-29. Welcome back to the Neptune Stadium in Cork. We're just about to start the second half of this first Hula Hoops Men's National Cup semi-final between SSE, Airtricity, Moycullen and Griffith Swords Thunder. It's the Thunder that lead on a scoreline of 43-29. Charlie Coombs back in the game. Haven't seen him since the first quarter. He takes an early jump shot, doesn't go. And we see Paul Caffrey starting again for Swords Thunder in the second half as Lions had a quiet first half scoring wise, doesn't make that shot, and it's Goldsborough's back in the game as well for Thunder. So very different lineup for Swords Thunder, Paul, at the start of the second half, but the same for Moycullen.
Yeah, I think this is a lineup that Moycullen could really get back in the game on. You know, it's a lineup that without Westbrooks and without Lenko, their two best defenders, this is a lineup that Moycullen really needs to look to take advantage of to get back in the game.
Loughnane does that as he takes the Calvex off the dribble, but a bad pass doesn't find the hands of Lions, and it will be a turnover and Thunder ball.
I think that was a pass by Loughnane to take out Westbrooks on the bench so he wouldn't come back in the game.
Yeah, as always, Isaac was a little bit too alert for that, just deflected the ball away. Calvex finds Coombs on the wing.
Yeah, much better defensive possessions by Moycullen the first couple of the game. It slowed it down, and again, and they need to get Freeman needs to get that offense or defensive rebound, as did Lindsay.
Great steal from Lyons there as he rips the ball out of the hands of Goldsborough and Freeman. Screen from Loughnane. Loughnane was hot early from the 3-point line, but doesn't make that one, and rebound by Calvex.
Yeah, and that's annoyed John Cunningham. So a quick substitution at the start of the second half.
Nice pass inside from Calvex. Now, great finish there from Narbonne. You see a soft touch for such a big man standing at 6'10". Lawrence Wicks, first shot of the second half. Yeah, continues to struggle from long range. Rebound Freeman. He'll find Loughnane on the 3-point line. And those are the shots that have to go for Moycullen in order for them to fight their way back into it.
Yeah, I don't think that's the shot that they want Lawrence Wicks taking.
Caffrey takes a three of his own, but rebounded by Narbonne. And this time it's Calvex that will take a three. That one goes in and out, but again, Moycullen failing to secure their own rebounds, and Thunder will have a third attempt. And a lovely stop touch from Calvex off the glass.
Yeah, we said before the game that Moycullen needs to do a better job of taking care of first-time rebounds, and that time they just got punished because they just gave too many opportunities away to Swords Thunder.
Cunningham winds his way through the key. Can't find Loughnane on the 3-point line, and Tumman will come in for Lawrence Wicks. And as you suggest, Coach Cunningham may not have been happy with the choice of shots, as he just has a chat and explains what he does want below.
Yeah, you have to be impressed though with the Thunder offense. Not spectacular, but they've been very patient against the dogged Moycullen team. They've moved the ball quite well, took in uncontested looks, and just made the best of the opportunities that they've gotten.
Coombs hits a big three from the corner, and all of a sudden the lead is past 20 as Cunningham can't beat the outstretched hands of Goldsborough, but Tumman does beat the outstretched hands of Narbonne.
Yeah, and the under-20 international is making better strides on a yearly basis at this point now, and he's becoming an integral part of the Moycullen senior team.
Coombs penetrates. Caffrey gets into the key, looks to find Goldsborough inside, but doesn't find him, and Cunningham slows it down for Moycullen. Loughnane finds Lyons on the foul line. Lyons, nice soft touch from the foul line, and some good offense from Moycullen as they get back-to-back baskets.
And that's that shuffle call I was saying that they enjoyed early on. That's the first time they scored off it, but they were getting good looks early doors, and Lyons did a good job. And now they're after getting a deflection. Nice behind the back pass. And you got to be more composed in those situations.
Good hands from Goldsborough as he breaks up the 3-on-1, and Coombs again in the corner fakes inside to Narbonne, who shows his classy footwork again but can't finish. Good rebound Freeman, and he looks this time to punish on the break as it comes back to him. And foul call on Coombs as he just reaches in, and it'll be 2 shots.
Yeah, and again, Moycullen making this Swords Thunder team play half-court offense where they're capable of affecting passing lanes, getting deflections, winning the loose balls, and that's where they're creating their offense from right now, because even Moycullen have struggled to really run effective offense against this Thunder, the Thunder length.
Freeman can't make that shot as James Loughnane takes a breather, and Philip Lawrence Wicks checks back into the game. Freeman gets the ball in the second. We're back down to a 16-point lead. There's a little bit of a run from Moycullen. 5:45 to go in this third quarter. Coombs comes off the screen and great block from Freeman as he sends Goldsworth back the other way for his 5th block, and Wicks makes no mistake in coming down the lane, doesn't get the roll though, but Tubman unlucky there as he kicks out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's the first time they've went away from the set they've run all game, Thunder, and they ran a weak side stagger and got a good look. Just that Paul Freeman got a nice little long arm to the block shot.
So Freeman up at 5 blocks and 10 rebounds already in this game, but it's points that Moycullen desperately strive at this point.
Yeah, and that pass is going to signal the re-entry of Isaac Westbrooks into the game.
So a couple of stops in a row for Moycullen. Desperately need a basket, try and get this back down towards single figures. And a poor pass from Cunningham is picked off inside, and Caffrey pulls up at the foul line. Doesn't get it, but gets his own rebound and is right into the basket for a layup, and Paul Caffrey records his first basket of the game. As Lions inside to Freeman. Freeman, nice up and under fake, and he finished over Goldsborough. Moycullen looking to push the ball a little bit more, but Coombs is right back at them. He goes straight at Tubman, but rebounded by Freeman. He moves to 11 rebounds in the game.
And all of a sudden the tempo has gone up, and guess who's back on the floor? Mr. Isaac Westbrooks. So I think that's going to suit Thunder. Here we go again, out the open floor.
Caffrey can't get it, rebounded by Narbonne. Back out to Westbrooks. Coombs for 3. Doesn't go, rebound Freeman. He's having his way on the defensive boards here, but Moycullen again leave missed opportunities behind them, and you get the feeling that if they continue to do that, Thunder will punish them. But Moycullen able to make threes. They can get in a bit of a run, but good hands from Goldsborough, and foul called on Lawrence Wicks as the two guys help each other up. And checking into the game below is one of those 3-pointers we talk about, but we'll take a timeout first as it's Thunder leaving 52-36. Welcome back. So we're just past halfway point, 3:54 to go in this third quarter. It's Griffith Swords Thunder leading 52-36. Don't forget, next up, just after 6 p.m. will be the Hula Hoops Women's National Cup semi-final between Courtyard Liffey Celtics and DCU Mercy. And then following that at 8 o'clock will be the second of the Hula Hoops Men's National Cup semi-final as Coobs takes a long jumper. And that will be between Pyrobel Calesta and UCD Marion, as Cunningham just loses the handle on the ball there. And Moycullen only down 16, and you look at some of the scores and some of the players that they normally rely on, like Dylan Cunningham there, not having one of his best games. But can the likes of Cunningham and maybe Paddy Lyons find their scoring touch and turn this round a little bit?
Well, as I said before the break, I mean, when the team is that much down and if they're in rhythm, at least they're scoring, you can see where this is going to come from. The problem right now is that there's no rhythm in the Moycullen scoring. So you're trying to figure out where they're going to get that 16-point deficit from. Now, Swords aren't much better right now, but in saying that, they've still got more. They've still got 52 points, middle of it. So they're going to be in around the 60 at the end of this quarter. They're still on track for 80 points. Can Moycullen get those 80 points from 36? Not 100% sure right now.
A missed three from Lyons, but again Freeman with a rebound, and he finds Tumman. Good defense from Freeman. Camden doesn't take the three, finds Freeman, long two, and all of a sudden Paul Freeman is adding points and assists to his phenomenal rebounding game, as he's 13 rebounds already in this game, 5 blocks, and gets his 5th point of the game.
Well, there's the rhythm. So they've gotten a 4-0 run. Swords have lost their rhythm. Moycullen begin to find the rhythm. Is there going to be something? And therefore Paul Freeman breaks the rhythm, or Paul Caffrey breaks the rhythm.
A dagger three from Caffrey as he then tries to go for the steal, and lovely three from Paul Caffrey, and that will really dampen the spirits of Moycullen as he could feel a bit of a comeback on there. It's back to 15, but if they can get it down to 10 going into the 4th quarter, they always feel they have a chance. And a foul is called on Westbrooks. That'll be his first foul of the game, as James Lochnan is on the bench looking to sub in, and he'll come in for Dylan Cunningham. So Dylan will go to the bench. They'll be hoping that he can get his confidence ready for the 4th quarter. They'll need his scoring if they're going to get back into this game, as Lochnan straight off the bench doesn't make a three. Rebound Goldsborough, and Westbrooks starts the break. He goes all the way to the basket, but good hands from Freeman, and Goldsborough can't get it back, and it'll be Moycullen ball with 1:56 to go. It's 55-40.
Sword's best offense has been from their defense, and that's when Delenko and Westbrooks are on the floor. Jose Maria has had one of his probably worst days of the year so far, and he's got very little. So
Lyons makes a jump shot from the elbow, and he's hit on the arm, so he'll go to line for 3 points, for a 3-point attempt, and maybe that's just reset his range, and Lawrence Ricks checks back in for Freeman. Lyons doesn't make the free throw, but it's a 13-point game. Good defense from Lyons on Westbrooks, but Narbonne is allowed to get the ball, and he's looking to go at Tumon. Good defense from Timon, and Caffrey maybe got away with a little bit of a travel, but again grabs his own rebound. 2nd time Paul Caffrey's done that. Great pass outside, and Westbrooks will have another chance. Coach calling for a travel there, and Narbonne just out-muscles Tumon to the ball. A nice left-handed dunk on the putback, and again we're back up to 15, but
Mr.
Tumon decides that he let one go at one end, but he comes back and makes up for that with a 3-point shot from the other end, and it's a 12-point game with a minute to go in this 3rd quarter.
And we said early in the first that they can keep it within the 10. Now Jose Maria is coming alive. Jose Maria is coming alive.
And a foul by Caffrey.
And just in those travels a while ago, the first one I don't believe Paul Caffrey did, and this is where I think we get ourselves in trouble a little bit as coaches. He didn't have full control of the basketball, so therefore it wasn't a walk. The second one in Westbrooks, that's where the walk was, I believe.
I'll believe you.
After having a quiet game, Jose Maria comes up with 4 critical points to break the hearts of
Great move from Moycullen, but Loughnane off the backdoor cut, can't make it. Tumman, luckily the whistle goes first. He'll claim that he heard the whistle, hence the off 3-point shot. Coach John Cunningham sent back to his box as we've an issue, I think, with a shot clock.
Yeah, there we go. Well, we said, yeah, so Swords are on track for their 80 points. I think right now, to have any shot at winning this game, Moycullen need to go 4-0 before the end of the quarter.
And Lyons tries to start that little run off as he finds Loughnane. Lyons from the corner for 3. Doesn't go. Rebound Goldsborough. And instead of cutting it to perhaps 11 points, it will be Griffith Swords Thunder with a chance to extend their lead. As there's 3 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. As it clicks to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now 10 seconds in the game. Westbrooks, great pass inside to Goldsborough, and he makes that, and Moycullen Lyons will get one last shot. Deep 3 from Lyons, and Lyons makes a big 3, so it's not as bad as it looked, and at the end of 3 it's Griffith Swords Thunder 61, SSE Airtricity Moycullen 48. So as we start the final quarter of this first Hula Hoops Men's National Cup semi-final, it's Griffith Swords Thunder leading SSE Airtricity Moycullen 61-48. And Paul Freeman takes a long 2 but gets his own rebound. And Baltimore, who's checked back into the game, is called for the foul. So final chance to compose their troops into the end of quarter break. A good finish from Moycullen with a 3-point shot. What will Coach Cunningham be saying to his team in order to make them believe they can get back into this one?
Well, if we look at the final quarter points in the league game, it was 24-25 to Thunder, going that they won the last quarter. So Moycullen will believe that they can get that deficit. The issue is now, can they keep Thunder to around 10-12 points? I'm not sure they can, but you know what? If they keep it, they got a bit of rhythm towards the end of the quarter. A 3-point play by Lyons will give them confidence. They're now on the 5-0 run. Can they make it into a 10-0 run just to get a little bit exciting and see where it goes from there?
As I mentioned, Conroy Baltimore's back in the game. He had a tremendous second quarter, but it's Narbonne that's found his scoring touch here. And he gets another basket just to extend that lead back to 13. And the ball tips off the shoulder as Lawrence Wicks is, again, good defense. And Paul, that defensive duet you talked about of Westbrooks and Delenko back on the floor here for the start of the fourth.
Yeah, it should be a match that should be on the floor quite a lot for Thunder. It's their best backcourt lineup, to be honest. You know, and Charlie Coombs could take a Clay coming off the bench, but it should be it's more of a platoon 5 on 5 off type of style with towards Thunder. But definitely Delenko and Westbrooks is their best backcourt.
And Delenko picks up the foul in order to stop the fast break. But by no means over for Moycullen here now. If they can put a little bit of a run together, it will just scare Swords Thunder a little bit, and they've shown signs of being able to score like that. If they can make a couple of those long-range threes. And I think a technical foul has been called on Dylan Cunningham for swinging his elbows, I think.
No, I think he felt he got fouled. He got out of the attack by swinging the elbow, complained to the referee, got the tee up. Catch 22. I do believe there was a foul there. New rules this year. Can't question whether it was right or wrong. And he gets teed up.
So free throw made. 64-50. Westbrook's good defense from Lawrence Wicks, doesn't let Narbonne get it, but eventually does get it, puts the ball on the floor. Call really could have gone other way as both players inside were pushing off with their arms, but it's gone against the defense of Lawrence Wicks.
And there's nothing worse that when you're chasing a game, those decisions go against you, because then you're a little bit frustrated. Yeah, and Coach Cunningham is letting Morris Thornhill know about it too.
And Narbonne punishes them with a nice lob from Westbrooks, and we're back to a 16-point lead. So rather than cutting it to single figures, the foul's trouble, and all of a sudden the referees have tightened up this game here as we're getting calls after call.
Yeah, and that happens regularly, to be fair. You know, players get a little bit chippy. You know, they try and tighten up a little bit after leaving it a bit loose all game, and then players are wondering why they're getting called in all of a sudden.
Loughnane in the corner, good defense from Thunder. Inside to Freeman against Baltimore, back outside Loughnane for 3. Had a great start to the game, but doesn't make that one. Rebound Westbrooks, back out to Loughnane. Lyons from 3, he made that deep one, and he's found his range. And a 3-point shot from Paddy Lyons, and is that the way back into the game for Moycullen?
Well, it's their major asset. You know, you look at right now, Lyonsy, Loughnane, you know, they've got Cunningham as well, all 3-point shooters. Let's see if Lawrence Wicks can get one here.
Oh,
wait for the dunk and got the foul.
To dunk it over Narbonne, but the long arms of Narbonne blocked it, but whilst blocking it, fouls him. So he'll go to the line for 2.
Here's Moycullen have got to break this into goals before the end of the game. Hopefully they make these 2, that's 11. First goal's got to get into single digits, and from there on in, then they can start breaking into little goals. With 7:52 left, there's definitely no reason they can't get this to single figures by 6 minutes, and then anything can happen.
They'll need to make free throws to start that off, and Lawrence Wicks on cue provides the second of the 2. And we're back to a 12-point game.
At this point of the game, I think the entire basketball community were expecting that this game would be over, done, dusted. Moycullen have done a tremendous job to keep this a low-scoring game, to stay in the game.
Yeah, you have to admire Moycullen here. They really have put a performance without being at their best as well. They've managed to just play enough defense to keep it within range. And were they to catch fire at this point, all of a sudden it would be a very, very close game as Loughnane finds Freeman cutting to the basket, but good defense on Baltimore, and a travel called on Freeman as he couldn't quite get the pass away in time.
And one thing Moycullen have done really well since the start of the second quarter is get the ball to the middle of the key, man against the man or the zone, and reverse it quickly to the opposite side. Freeman was just a little step off of that, and a call for the walk as he caught hold of the basketball.
Westbrooks sets up the play to Delenko. Lyons giving him no space to breathe, but inside to an open Baltimore. Baltimore travelled, and Moycullen will get the ball back with a chance to cut it to 10 or even 9 as a timeout is called by Coach John Cunningham for Moycullen to talk it over, and we'll be back with you shortly.
And that's his
So welcome back, 7:16 to go. It's Thunder lead by 12. Don't forget, 6 p.m. second of the Hula Hoops Women's National Cup semi-finals. Courtyard Liffey Celtics versus DCU Mercy. Followed at 8 o'clock by the second of the men's as Delenko takes a 3, doesn't go. And that one will be between as Lochnan is put under close pressure, but Lyons decides not to take a 3, this time inside of Freeman. Lochnan for an open 3, and that was always going to be nothing but net from the minute it left his hand, and we're into single figures.
And Lochnan goes 2. I thought he was a better percentage than 3 for 8. He's 4 for 9 now, I think.
Had a great start, made his first 3, then went a bit cold, but maybe just at the right time. Found his shooting form again as the crowd picks up for Moycullen. The shot clock ticks down, and Westbrook slides out of bounds, and the 24-second clock goes off. And all of a sudden, Moycullen have brought their crowd with them.
Well, if you remember at the start of the first quarter, I did say that if they can keep it under 15, with their ability to shoot the basketball, coming down the stretch, I'm not sure Swords would have been comfortable. Right now, Swords not comfortable because of their ability to shoot the 3, and they're under 15 points.
And now they know they're in a game. As I was saying, 8 o'clock, the second of the Hula Hoops Men's National Cup semi-final, Pyobel Calesta versus UCD Marion. It should be a cracker, so stay with us for the next 2 games if you can.
Coach Cunningham, as all good coaches do, takes the opportunity just to pass a little bit of an instruction to the American while there's a break in play.
As we have that break, just sum up where Moycullen have come from. They've been in the league for a couple of years, in the Super League, towards the bottom half. I'm sure they won't mind us saying they went down to Division 1, but the one thing they've done is use their own players the whole time, and now we're starting to see that they're a match for almost anyone in the league at the moment. Yeah,
and I think it's a good program. It's a good development tool, and they're getting coached, and that's a big thing. And they have a club system, they have a club philosophy. And they're all following it, and they're this hopefully for them, they'll see this is the first step is next direction. Next step after this, if they can't get through today, will be to make a final. Jose Maria comes up with some big buckets just when at 2 times in this game in the second half where Moycullen made the run, so he showed his ability to be a big game player.
Yeah, huge basket from Narbonne, and Kevin Lacey has checked back in the game. He guards Cunningham. Cunningham can't find Lawrence Ricks, and it's Delenko on the break. And Lochnan does a good job of getting back in front of the ball before fouling Delenko, so Delenko will have to earn those from the foul line.
And just going back to your point there, I mean, you got to have patience too when you're in that development phase. I think the one thing that Moycullen have done is they've been very, very, very patient. They've made 18 finals, they've made 20 finals. They knew they had the players coming through, and that's good coaching. Coaching is being done there, and they're patient. They're not rushing the process. They're not shortcutting the process. Hopefully, they'll probably hope to see the benefits of that in the next 2, 3, 4 years.
But just for now, they'll be hoping to see the benefits of that in the next 5 minutes, 15 seconds. As Joseph Tumman checks back into the game for Dylan Cunningham.
And that's not a bad substitution. He's going with 3 forwards now. He's probably going to put Lawrence Rickson more on the perimeter base to get those drives. But Tummins did a really good job of spacing the floor. So he hit a 3, got a couple nice offensive rebounds. So he has that ability to score, which is what they need right now.
So shot clock at 12 will be Moycullen ball. 70-57, 5:03 to go. And foul called by Delenko as he holds. That will be Alex Delenko's second foul. And that will be team foul, so 5 minutes, 3 seconds to go.
That's huge because right now you got 4 definitely good free throw shooters on the Moycullen team. 5 minutes, 3 seconds to go. Best way to get back in the game when you're down, when the clock is stopped. Lyons makes the first. You know, we said that Swords were on course for the 80 points at the end of the third. They're still on that course. We asked how Moycullen were going to make that up. Well, that's one way. When the clock is stopped on the free throw line, and as they continue to shoot the three quite well the way they have last couple of possessions.
Westbrooks tries to find Nabon inside. He's had the hot hand in this second half. Lacey, long three. Had a long time on the bench there, so unable to make that. And good rebounds by Lawrence Wicks into the hands of Paddy Lyons. Freeman with a screen. Loughnane. Good movement from Freeman, but again, not much gets past Isaac Westbrooks when he's down in his defensive stance and manages to deflect that ball. And again, John Cunningham is talking to the referee about maybe being held.
So big possession again here now. Can they get a score? Which they can't, but and they keep it in bounds. Delenko was out of bounds as the rebound came down. His foot was out, therefore he's out of bounds. Moycullen.
Good hustle from Tumman, gets his hand on the ball, and Moycullen will have another chance with 9 on the shot clock.
So Paddy Lyons raises 4 fingers in the air. Paul Freeman raises 2 in the thumb. Bit of negotiation going on as to which underneath out of bounds set they're going to run. Paddy Lyons wins out, runs their 4 set.
Loughnane made what looked like a good pass, but not on the same wavelength as Joseph Tumman, and it flies out of bounds and nearly takes out the referee with him.
I think at that point when you're in the air, you're better off trying to get the finish, and because a big man like Tumman, a good one, has his eyes in the rim waiting for the offensive rebound if he misses.
4:12 to go. It's still an 11-point game, but Moycullen by no means out of this one. Need a couple of scores quickly just to give them that little bit of confidence, but also need some defensive stops. Lawrence Wicks quiet in the second half, scoring wise. They need him now. And Westbrooks, good defense from Loughnane. Westbrooks keeps trying to find space.
And I think the referees missed a huge walk there. Absolutely huge walk there.
Looked like great defense from Loughnane, but in the end, Westbrooks takes the contact, given the 2 points, and will go to the line to make the 3-point play and extend this lead up to, stays at 13 points, but unfortunately for Moycullen's case, Thunder get the rebound and Baltimore goes inside, but again Freeman with another block, and Lyons paid close pressure from Westbrooks. Outside Loughnane for 3, and that goes, and that's James Loughnan's 5th 3 of the game, and it's a 10-point game, 3:30 to go.
Well, just as the Swords thought they were going to stretch the lead again, back come the resilient Moycullen.
A stop here and a score can make things interesting. And an offensive foul called as Delenko just pushes off against Paddy Lyons. And Moycullen with another chance to cut it to under 10 as Dylan Cunningham subs back in for Tuan. So huge offensive play here for Moycullen as they look with plenty of time left on the clock, 3:21 to go, to cut it to under 10 points. And at what point, Paul, do Swords Thunder start to get a little bit nervous?
I think they already are. You know, it's not that Moycullen have their toe on the line, they're shooting it from deep now. You know, so it's going to be interesting. Nice little forward ball screen. We're back into a guard forward ball screen coming down. Reversal. Lindsay off the dribble. And nice ball moving side to side. Probably should have dragged it out off a couple of ball screens to create some space. See, is there any driving lanes? A little bit compact, but this time they're going. I think Paul Freeman wins out with the 2 fingers and the thumb this one. So a different underneath out of bounds coming. Yep.
Oh, and Cunningham was wide open under the hoop, but good defense from Delenko. Doesn't let the ball go, so there's 6 seconds to go on the shot clock.
So we're getting a new shot clock.
New shot clock, so it will go back to 14. And it does. So there are 14 seconds, but 3:01 to go.
Takes the pressure off the Moycullen, score right away.
Freeman into the middle of the key. Lawrence Ricks puts the ball on the floor, goes at Narbonne, and
Yes,
fouled from behind by Baltimore. And Lawrence Ricks will go to the line with a chance to cut it to under 10.
Lawrence Ricks needs to have a better free throw percentage on these 2 free throws because he's been 1 for 2 most of the game. One time he did need to make it 2 for 2. And Westbrooks comes out of the game. Oh, you stepped off the floor.
Yeah, I think he's just having a little wipe down. I think he'll be asked to go the rest of the way here. So again, just a quick reminder, still to come. About 20-25 minutes after this game, around about 6 o'clock, will be the Hula Hoops Women's National Cup semi-final number 2. Courtyard Liffey Celtics versus DCU Mercy for the right to play Ambassador UCC Glanmire in the final. And following that, around the 8 o'clock mark, will be the second of the men's semi-finals between Pyrel Colesta and UCD Marion. As you say, 1 for 2.
Moycullen ball.
And it is Moycullen ball, so if they can score this, it won't hurt too much. 2:57 to go.
You have to admire the resilience of Moycullen to stay in this game.
So a timeout call for Moycullen, so we'll be right back with you in 1 minute's time. So welcome back to Neptune Stadium. It's Griffith Swords Thunder 72, SSE Airtricity Moycullen 63, 2:55 to go. Basket required for Moycullen. Freeman puts the ball on the floor. 5 seconds of shot clock. Ricks, long 3 over the arm. Oh! Gets arm of Narbonne and right on cue. Philip Ricks hits a 3 and it's an 8-point game. Sorry, a 6-point game. And the crowd is all of a sudden come alive again for Moycullen. And Freeman with a steal. Freeman surely fouled there, but referees play on. Lochnan maybe just got a little bit carried away there. That was a huge possession, but Coach Cunningham still looking for that foul, but Moycullen again looking for the stop, but find Delenko under the hoop, and he makes a strong finish, and it's back to an 8-point game.
I think that's where an experienced point guard does a better job of knowing not to shoot that shot over Jose Maria.
And given against Moycullen there, was looking from directly above it, very much looked like it was knocked out the hands of Cunningham there. Unfortunate to get that call, and those are the calls that go against you when it's not your day, but Moycullen will be hoping they can turn this around with 1:58 to go, 8-point lead for Thunder.
They're the ones as coaches where like referees are kind of calling that advantage stuff. And you draw the 2 shots because now Swords are in foul trouble, so you'd want that because now the clock is stopped and you get your 2 free throws.
Bit of pressure from Moycullen, but Westbrooks won't be phased by that. So he brings the ball up. Delenko into the hands of Lacey. Good About to say good defense from Cunningham, but he is called for a foul. And Moycullen in penalty as well, so it'll be Lacey going to the foul line for 2 shots. And maybe if Loughnane could have that possession back one more time, he might have slowed it down a little bit when it was a 6-point game. Since then we've seen a turnover, a judgment call that they didn't get, followed by 2 fouls that they didn't get, which goes 50-50 both ways. Now all of a sudden they're going back down to a 10-point deficit.
Yeah, I think, but he learned from that, and that's when you put young guys in that situation, they'll only learn from that.
Yeah, Loughnane has got Moycullen into the position with his long-range shooting. 5 3-pointers in the game as Freeman looks to go harder. Narbonne doesn't get it. Rebound by Cunningham, rebound by Freeman, and he's fouled. So Freeman will go to the line as he grabs his 19th rebound of the game.
And Freeman is a decent free throw shooter, so at this point with his experience, with the time he's played, he'll know how to hopefully knock down 2 free throws here.
Putting a lot of pressure on him here, Paul.
It's in the name. Attaboy, Paul.
And Freeman proves your point. He'll need this one too, and 1:30 to go in this one. Moycullen will need stops. He makes no mistake there. Double team from Freeman. They don't want to foul at this point, but Westbrook's foul is called on Freeman.
I think they were actually looking to foul. They fouled in the corner. They fouled again after that. They fouled the 3rd time. It was the 4th time he actually got the foul. But I think they've got to do something here because I think if the difference between an experienced Westbrooks and an inexperienced Loughnane, he's holding that out. He's run down the clock. There's, if you take 3s into consideration, now all of a sudden there's 3-possession game. So he's no problem running out 3:24 seconds here and seeing where we go.
The problem with fouling is they're playing against good shooters. So it's back to a 9-point game. Loughnane finds Cunningham. 3. Doesn't go. Lions can't keep it in bounds. And with 1:17 to go, a 9-point lead for Thunder.
Yeah, so you can see the chops right there from James isn't great. So you can see that he was legitimately going for the ball there. That was just innocuous. But the chops were soft. And it allowed the passes out. And
Isaac will have no problem with getting fouled there, as it allows him to just walk the ball, walk himself down to the floor as we take a timeout with 1:12 to go. So welcome back to Neptune Stadium. 1:12 to go in the first of the Hula Hoops Men's National Cup semi-finals. It's Griffith Swords Thunder leading 77-68 against SSE Airtricity Moycullen. Swords have been leading this one since early in the first quarter, but Moycullen down as many as 20 at one point have come rallying back in this 4th quarter and really stuck in and had themselves a chance to cut it to below 6. But now they're looking into the barrel of an 11-point deficit, and a steal from Westbrooks and a foul from Freeman. And is that the end of the game there, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, they've worked so hard in the last 10 minutes to get to the 6, and all of a sudden from 13, it's going to be 13 after this, you'd imagine, from Westbrooks. So to do that in a minute and 7 seconds, I think is a tough ask.
So Moycullen really have given it their all and had some great little stints, but at the end of the day, the experience that the likes of Westbrooks and Lacey Delenko have in last year's Cup have proved a little bit too much for Moycullen in their first Super League semi-final.
And to be fair to Moycullen, for a club that's in their first senior, they've done a very, very good job. There's Freeman, bring it back to 71. It's been done, 10 points in 58 seconds. I think it's been done.
So Freeman moves in the double figures to go along with his 5 blocks, 19 rebounds and 5 assists. So he's certainly done his part for Moycullen today. But it's Delenko will go to the line as the game is slowing down, as Moycullen are forced a foul to try and stop the clock. The only issue being that Griffith Swords Thunder are yet to miss a free throw. And Delenko continues that run. Lochnan, deep 3. Can't make that one. Rebound Delenko. Off to the races, and Lacey finds Narbonne, who throws it down.
I think the scoreline is going to be a little bit unjust now on Moycullen, to be fair.
But Lions with a 3.
They're still going for it.
Yeah, it's 11-point lead, 31 seconds to go, but certainly Moycullen with 2 minutes to go, as Freeman does make his 20 rebounds, gets it forward to Lawrence Ricks, who backs out for a 3-pointer.
Right decision, wrong outcome.
Lions finds Cunningham in the corner.
He'll make one eventually. There we go.
He makes one, and maybe a little bit too late from Cunningham. It's an 8-point deficit as the clock runs out. So as we come to the end of the first of the Hula Hoops Men's National Cup semi-final, it's last year's runners-up Griffith Swords Thunder will advance to the final at the end of January against a spirited SSE Airtricity Moycullen, who certainly put it up to the runners-up and second place in the league. But Griffith Swords Thunder will go into the final, and please do rejoin us in about 25 minutes time for the women's semi-final between Courtyard Liffey Celtics and DCU Mercy.